How's up, y'all? It's popping this D about to react to this video by Jubilee. This is what is sex like for porn stars. This seems like a pretty interesting video. But yeah, we're gonna see how these porn stars' sex lives are. Let's watch. And
have you ever
STDs?
developed feelings for a co-star or hooked up actor? Ooh. Ooh. Yes, the tea is hot.
Answer. I wanna know. I like these sex ed videos.
How many people have you had sex with? Do you know the number?
Ooh.
No.
Oh, she don't
Over
know.
100 people, I think. I mean, I guess it's not a lot, is it? I don't know.
Is he in
I've lost
Oakland?
all perspective.
I have a list in my phone. Okay, the number right now is at 69.
Oh.
I'm sorry, guys, I have no idea. At first, I was like all proud, but now I'm ashamed to say that. Because you have sex so much. You'll literally walk to a person and be like, hey, nice to meet you. And they'll be like, no, we had sex last week. And then you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Damn.
How different is your personal sex life from your on-camera sex
On
life?
camera, they dramatic.
My sex life off camera is definitely more
Passionate.
intimate. Like I
I
can
love
actually touch them and feel them on my chest and everything. We don't have to worry about letting the camera see all the action.
Of course you enjoy the sex and you want to enjoy the sex, but at the end of the day, it's all a performance. 90% of the things I do on camera, I do not want to do in my room. I'm not like swinging off of a Tarzan vine and backflipping on.
Thank you
If
for
something feels
telling
good and
the
like
world
you
this.
feel like you want to finish, you can. If you're filming, it's like, wait, we still have 2 more positions to do.
I'm kind of having sex backwards. I'm opening up for angles so you guys can see the light and the camera guy can see what's going on. You're not in a private, personal setting.
My sex
that sounds
life is a
enjoyable.
much more intimate life. I think it's more of a feeling than it is what you actually see. Being able to cry maybe during sex, or maybe even just feeling very vulnerable
Ooh, fuck.
during sex. I don't necessarily go to that
I never
space a
cried.
lot within my
That's weird.
pornography because I'm not sure people actually want to see that. Most people just want to see sex.
You'll have good sex on set, but you don't get to really build it up to the point that you're getting to really know a person intimately. Like you get to go out, you get to have drinks, you get to eat with a person,
Yeah.
you get to know them. That's the fun part, that's the experience. And then eventually, if this is the difference, if you want to have sex, you can.
How has your job affected your sex life? Has it ruined it?
No.
No, I
Probably
feel like
ruined
my
her
job
relationship
gave
stuff.
me like superpowers. Because of my job, I'm super open. So I feel like it's easier to get to that point in the relationship of like breaking down all those sexual barriers and just jumping into the fun stuff. In the beginning of my career, I kind of got in this mindset where I was like, if I'm not getting paid to have sex, I'm not doing it. This is my job. I am now professional. And when you do something professional, you're getting paid for it forever. And then I fell in love.
Well, this isn't very expected of most people, but I'm actually asexual, so I don't have much of a
Oh,
sex
that's
life in
interesting.
general. It's like your partner liking football and you not, so you'll go to a football game with him occasionally, but it's not like you're gonna be going to football games by yourself or all the time. It was a really big decision to come out as asexual. That immediately can drop your amount of subscribers or followers. I mean, the entire idea of the
Subscribers,
adult
you on
industry is
YouTube,
to construct a fantasy.
What's your channel?
And that fantasy is destroyed when you tell people you aren't sexually interested in them.
I'm starting to believe now I'm asexual because I don't want to have sex with anybody at this point. I think I'm starting to become numb.
No, it's because you.
I don't know what to tell you, but when I entered in the sex industry, I was 18, and I first started off as an
That's a bad
escort.
age.
I was having like sex
Oh,
with
man.
almost 6 guys a day. Now that I'm 23, I feel like I've hit a wall when it comes to sex. It takes a lot to get me horny, and I think that has a lot to do with me seeing so many sex partners when I was younger. So yeah, I think that's what it is.
How often is the sex on screen actually pleasurable for you? Are the orgasms real? It was
No.
really rare, and I couldn't even tell you the scenes that I actually did because I
already knew
was
this.
so focused on performing.
To be honest, I would probably say 40%.
I thought
that's
you were
hard.
supposed to fake it, so I would just go in there and be like, "Wah, tomato." I don't know.
How I want to answer this is yes, yes, yes. As a porn consumer, I notice when people aren't connecting, and that doesn't turn me on. So for me, my co-star, whoever I'm working with, we have to have a sexual connection. I would say almost every single one of my scenes, I have actually had a real orgasm. I'm not gonna bring you on set and not orgasm. I'm not wasting that time.
It's really easy for
Of course,
guys.
I'm a
though.
guy, so we have to
Yeah.
really orgasm, or else we don't get paid.
If you
Well,
can't
that's true, too.
finish, then they'll fake it for you. So it'd be like a tube, and you would like shoot out like fake
Semen.
every shoot like I've ever done. Like at least one point we had to like stop, eat something, or like drink water, or like something to like get us back in the spirits.
Do you watch porn now for pleasure, or does it feel like work? I'm a full-on porn consumer.
Okay, he's just
Now that we
he's
have
different.
COVID, I'm just kidding, but actually.
First of all, it can't be a studio porn. Like, if I know that Brazzers or Evil Angel did it, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I like amateur.
So it has to be amateur. I have to believe that it was real.
It's funny that you ask. The only reason why I don't watch porn is because I'm asexual. I just don't have any particular interest in it.
My co-stars, they're great looking people, but I don't know, I feel weird watching them have sex. I'm like, I gotta film with this person tomorrow. I just had coffee with this person. It's kind of like watching your cousin have sex. Like,
Oh,
you
that's
don't want to
weird.
watch your cousin.
But you would fuck them on camera? I don't get it.
I'll be watching a
I'm
porn, and I'm really judgmental on the guys. I'm like, what's he doing? He's not opening up. I can't see what's going on. Oh, I'm gonna change this video. This guy's not opening up.
Do you ever rewatch your own scenes you've done?
I rewatch my own scenes to critique myself, and that is it.
For pleasure, I usually watch my own because I remember the sensation and the feeling.
Yeah, I do, but it's kind of weird. Like, I'm watching them to make sure that I did good, like, viewable for people trying to
nice
get
too.
their jollies off.
How do you protect yourself from STIs and pregnancy? I know girls who are just on birth control, and I know girls who are not on birth control, and they just don't shoot when they're ovulating.
We get tested so often. Every 14 days, and then sometimes it's like more frequently than every
I'm about to
14
say that,
days.
no.
Not to say that we don't catch the couple little bacterial infections here and there. It's
Ew.
kind of part of the job, but we
Ew.
try to be very careful with it.
My sets are only safe sex, so I'm condom only. We clean our sets. I've been to sets that are pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. But sets I use and where I shoot, we always make sure everything is clean. We make sure everything is comfortable.
Have you ever
Condom porn
developed
is weird,
feelings
though.
for a co-star or hooked up after film? Ooh. Ooh. Yes, the tea is hot. The majority of the people are pretty hot, so it's hard not to.
Yeah.
It was actually the first guy that I filmed with. So I had like this huge crush on him. I was just amazed by the way he threw it on me.
I have seen problems happen between oh yes, jealousy, I've seen it happen. If the
Oh,
partner isn't
tell.
shooting with their own partner, or all of a sudden the other partner who's in porn doesn't want the other partner to do porn anymore.
Probably not. My job
That make no
is a
sense.
full-time job, and it's a real relief to be able to be with someone that takes me away from that a little.
What's the worst part of
You
the
fucking
job?
full time?
I always tell this to
Sheesh.
people. I wouldn't change anything about my job. I would change the way
Not even the
people in
infections?
society view my job.
I know girls who just got a brand new apartment and moved in there, and they found out what they did, their neighbors, and then they like send their pictures to everybody in the complex and be like, oh, this girl does porn. Make sure you watch out for her. Like stuff like that really does
Wow.
happen.
The mainstream in the world hates pornography, and I'm not sure if we'll ever be accepted. And also the fact that I'm a man who has a vagina, so that's a whole other level.
Oh,
But what I
you
do is I fight against it. Porn would not be as big as it is if people didn't consume it.
I wanna
This is
see.
what I keep trying to tell the world.
Society hasn't accepted adult entertainers yet, and it really limits what I can do with my future.
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
I'm a violinist, and it was part of my life goals to conduct a high school orchestra one day. I can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
That is
that's
sacrifice.
done.
That is gone. The
That's
next
gone,
job
sis.
interview I go for after
It's
this,
gone.
I might not get it just because the fact that my nudes are on the internet.
How is the topic of consent handled on set? Very important.
Oh, I love this question. Thank you for
Yeah, this
asking
is
that
deep.
question. Earlier on, porn was not about consent. We didn't have these regimented rules that we have today. People would just show up, have sex. If the girl didn't want to do anal, tough, you're doing anal.
Oh,
I mean, there's
yeah,
been lots of
fucked up.
that happening. So that doesn't happen as much anymore.
When you're on set, there's like a checklist of like what you agree to do, and like you talk with the director and your partner. Consent is like my favorite thing, and I think it's hot. Like one of my scenes the other day, like the guy was like, "Can I do this to your vagina?" And I was like, "Can I do this to your penis?"
I get asked to do a lot of really, really bizarre, outrageous things.
They're
The
trying
list
to
is
shit on
just
you?
a mile long. Role play
Spill the
involving
tea.
race or rape play. I'm not comfortable with that. I got a lot of requests for custom orders from white supremacists. I practice a philosophy called enthusiastic consent. So unless if I'm absolutely enthusiastic to post it, I do not create it.
Boundaries were maybe crossed for you? Definitely. And I think like I played a part in that mostly because I wasn't aware of how to like articulate my boundaries, or wasn't aware of what my boundaries were. I would just like agree to everything without like asking what that entails.
Yeah, I was, and I felt like it was a setup. And the crazy thing was, I was excited to shoot for that company because they were one of the biggest companies on Pornhub, and I felt really comfortable. I'm like, okay, the makeup artist is here, this other assistant, she's here. Usually when there's women on set, I really let my guard down. And me and the director, we started taking photos, and I noticed the house got quiet. And I asked the director, I was like, where are the two women? He was like, oh, they left. And when me and him started filming, he was so rough. And I
don't like rough.
I am a victim of rape. So, like, the things that he was doing, my body just, like, shut down. And it was just so painful having sex with him. By the time I got home, I was just so tired and exhausted, and I locked myself in my room for like 2 days because I couldn't believe what I had gone through.
Do you ever worry about the way the porn industry portrays sex? Yes. The
Yeah,
biggest critique I have about the porn industry is it lacks any sense of intimacy, any sense of realness.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but I think that tube sites are a bad thing. The free porn world is putting out scenes, and it's so easy for children to just get on these sites and to learn from porn scenes.
Just for me as a performer, I really wanted to see more realistic sex instead of something like, hi, my name's Tiffany, and then like anal sex ensues, you know, like like it's a fantasy and not realistic.
You don't see the behind the scenes, the discussion between the scene partners, and I wish us as porn stars, like, we would be more open and tell people like, hey, we gave consent for this. It's not okay to pick up a random girl at a bar and spit in her mouth and slap her.
Right.
I feel in straight porn, it's a lot more aggressive. The woman is like always submissive, and I just feel like that's rooted in so much like hatred for women and like misogyny. Like, the woman has to do what the man wants, and like
speak on it, brother.
I think the porn industry is becoming a lot more diversified now, and I'm really excited to see how platforms like OnlyFans adds a sense of realness back into adult material.
We're producing for you, the consumer who wants to watch it. We are in no way wanting children to watch it. We don't even think it's sex ed. It's a fantasy, it's fun. So for me, my work has always been activism. And so really putting it out there and saying, look, I enjoy my life. I enjoy sex. People enjoy watching me have sex. It's a consensual thing between adults who are having a great time and giving it to you to watch to have a great time too. I don't worry about it, but I do think the more we talk about it, it will be less stigmatized.
Yes, this was such a dope episode. I love this sex ed series that Jubilee has going on. I really want to continue watching it. They have such dope, thought-provoking conversations, and everyone is very open and honest. Like, it's just really cool to see. They made so many great points. I don't even know where to start. The dude who was talking about how porn contributes to this really twisted, misogynistic way of thinking, I agree with that 1000%. And it's so obvious online. It's this like younger generation of these little bastards I cannot fucking stand, but they're so like sexist and homophobic and just angry, and I feel like it comes from them just being so like lonely and socially awkward, and they're online all day every day. They ain't got no fucking friends. They watching porn, beating their dick to these bitches all day and like, fuck these bitches. they don't give me any attention, I hate you stupid whores, they only like bad boys. Like, they be complaining all day online. And I feel like porn definitely contributes to that, because one, they're feeling like, oh, I don't need to go meet girls because I got my porn stars. Like, I can just beat off to them. And two, they're seeing how, you know, a lot of these women are being degraded, and, you know, they are submissive, and that's like fucking what they're thinking, and that's how they're viewing women. But it's like, nigga, this is not real life, you fucking weirdo. Go outside, first of all. Get off the fucking internet and get a life, and maybe you wouldn't be so angry and have all of this animosity towards women for no reason. It's very fucking weird, but all you gotta do is look at the comments on some of these videos or scroll through some shit on IG and you'll come across it real quick. So I agree with him completely about that. And them talking about, you know, how fake porn is. Like, I don't know why people be trying to take sex tips and shit from porn. Like, this is not real life. These bitches is faking. Like, this is all fake. Like, they're not actually enjoying it. She says she enjoys it about 40% of the time. I honestly thought that was high. I'm like, oh, because I thought it was less than that. But it's like, it's literally for entertainment. They're putting on an act. But yeah, this was a really interesting video. They made a lot of good points. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what other videos you want me to watch, and I'll see y'all in the next one.